It's unlikely that a forever lonely, unfriendly stray cat ever imagined he would become the perfect shepherd for lambs. He had never been liked by anyone before and lived a sad, aimless life. Tom wasn't even a dog, but who cares about labels and stereotypes? The cat got the job, and no one judges the winners. Here's how Tom managed to watch over the little lambs. Did he turn into a herding dog, run around in circles, gently nip the naughty ones, or bark out loud with a mighty meow? Of course not. Tom was way too creative, and a little too lazy for that. The old rogue stayed true to himself. The lambs simply started following him like he was their mob. Tom would climb a tree and keep an eye on them from above. He didn't chase after the lambs. They stood below, looking up at him and listening, never wandering far. It's easy to be a shepherd when you're a cat with authority. And that's how Tom landed one of the best jobs ever. He became the lamb's nanny, almost remote, but not quite. Honestly, what do you even call a nanny who manages her flock from a tree? Sometimes, of course, Tom would climb down, but only for a little while. Why wear out his precious paws when he could supervise like a true director of the lamb kindergarten? And whenever he did grace them with his presence, he would just lie down in the center, not dash around like crazy. Naturally, the lambs respected him even more for it. He acted like a VIP, and they treated him like one. But this was only the beginning of Tom's story as a shepherd. His self-esteem grew. He started believing he could be part of this curly little society, and then his luck truly turned around. The mama sheep realized their lambs wouldn't stray far from their cat nanny, and they started taking breaks, going off to relax without worry. Tom quickly realized this was a real promotion. Now he was respected not just by the lambs, but by their mothers too. The smart cat started watching over his little charges even more diligently. He had earned authority not only among the lambs, but among the sheep as well. They would come back from their breaks and thank Tom. Whether or not he enjoyed being licked by grateful sheep remains unclear, but sometimes you have to speak the language of your employers. And as it turned out, his employers were sheep. And now Tom's greatest career achievement. Here's the best career advice straight from Tom. He won the hearts of the lambs and their moms, but he didn't stop there. The humans soon noticed that Tom was spending all his time with the flock, sitting in hay feeders, wandering the fields, resting among his woolly friends. The sheep knew their hero, and they considered him one of their own. Of course, Tom never forgot he was still the boss. Sometimes he would remind them who was in charge, playfully nipping or giving a gentle paw tap to a sheep's nose, purely for educational purposes. At first, the farmers were nervous about leaving the former stray alone with the sheep and lambs. Tom still had a habit of jumping onto their backs and playing with them like they were cats. But with time, the farmers taught Tom proper manners, and he turned out to be a quick learner. Eventually, the people trusted him too, and even felt proud of him. And this is definitely not the peak of Tom's shepherding career. Neither age, nor a rough past, nor lack of communication skills, nor even the fact that Tom wasn't a dog ever stood in his way. And let's be honest, his starting position wasn't exactly promising.